up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Abby, we can kind of just hang out for a minute and kind of let some people, pile in here. Everybody say hey to Abby. Abby, I guess honestly, I'd rather you introduce yourself maybe after a couple of people are in here. We can start off by talking about the Afro George drop that happened yesterday.
Yeah, we can go ahead and talk about that.
How was your experience with it?
It was actually really well. I was on the pre-sale, but it was like very easy, very smooth, and like gas wasn't that bad when I first got in because I was right at the computer and refreshed right when it was time. So
yeah,
it was good.
Gas really surprised me. I mean, we really stayed between like 1 and 150 almost the whole time, and I was like reading horror stories about drops like earlier that week that were just like shooting through the roof. So I was pleasantly surprised at gas too.
Yeah, because I tried another collectible like a few days ago, and that just didn't happen because the gas was more than the actual NFT, and I was like, I can't do that. That doesn't make any sense.
So what was the gas on that other collectible? Do you remember?
It went up. It was like 0.2 or something. Like it was going up to crazy numbers, like $800, and some people had even more. And I was like, I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Okay. So it looked like you scored pretty good. Are these the 3 joys that you got that are on the screen? Are these your 3? Okay. Are these your 3 favorite, or these the 3 that you got?
No, I got 3. Me and another artist, MDD, we like teamed up because I was on pre-sale and he wasn't. So I was like, okay, well, if you send me ETH before the time, like I'll try and get us our droids. And so we sent like enough because we thought gas was going to be really crazy. We thought we would only be able to get 1. And so I minted each of us 1 at first. But then when I realized, oh, we have money left over, I was like, okay, let me try again. And then got 2 more. And then I finally bought myself a 3rd one like later that day.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I kind of did the same thing. I was expecting gas to almost be the price of like 3 droids. So I was like, man, I'm going to have to like really watch how many I buy. And gas ended up being, relatively so cheap that I went ahead and bought more than I expected to as well. Hey, what's up, Crystal? Welcome to the stream. So, yeah, and you said that you already got a good offer on this one, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, as soon as I refreshed the metadata, I got like 3 offers immediately. And I was like, oh my gosh, like how did everybody know that? I don't know if it's bots or what, but yeah. And so now I have one for 4 ETH, but I'm like, let me just hold it and see how it can go.
I mean, for me, that'd be a little tempting. As much as I believe in this project, it's like, hey, I just bought this for 0.07 ETH and I got an offer for 4 ETH.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot.
Yeah, definitely. But it's because it's one of the top ones that I'm like, okay, just hold a little bit longer and let's see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's sick. And I assume the gold is, worth a pretty good amount as well. So we got people coming in here. We'll go ahead and talk. And, sometimes we have a lot of people during the live stream and then a lot after. Sometimes it's a lot after and not a lot during. It's always different. Never really know. But I'm really excited just to be able to talk to you and hear, about how you got NFTs and more about you today. I've been talking to people that I know in the community and just people I know in real life, like trying to explain to them that there's more behind NFTs. Like there's art, there's culture, there's like purpose. Because, a lot of people in real life quotes, they just don't really care. They're just like, oh, it's just, JPEGs. It's just a screenshot of something. And, once again, this is going to be your stage. I'm just kind of prefacing it. Really, once I got into the clubhouse with you and OO, and I heard Kofi speak, and I heard other people speak, Q, I was like, wow, there's a lot of purpose, passion behind these projects, and it really got me fired up. More than it's so much more than like a quick money flip. There's deeper meaning, and that's a easier transition for me to tell people that I meet, about NFTs and the NFT space, because it's like, look, I mean, we just raised $500,000 for charity on the last NFT giveaway.
Amazing.
The last NFT. So it's like, there's more to this than just like this little screenshot that you think that it is. And, I heard you speak on some of your stuff, and I was trying to explain to my friends and family what all you said. And I remembered some of it, but I was like, man, I'm botching it. Like, I really want her to be able to tell her story. That's one of the reasons why I reached out, was because like, okay, well, heck, I'll let her tell her story, and it'd be on video, on a recording. That way they can go back and listen to it. And I hope it can speak to others the same way that it spoke to me. So yeah, if you'd like to go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself now.
Okay. Most people call me Abby, but my name is Abieyuwa. I'm a Nigerian American artist. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, and I've been doing art literally since I was a child. And most of my art is about being a Black woman in society, and also about my tribes that I'm from in Nigeria. My parents are from two different tribes, the Ishan or Esan people and the Igbo people. And so I've always been doing works specifically around like what Black women have to go through in society before NFTs. And so I've done stuff about like colorism and hair texture discrimination and different things like that, like people getting fired just because they want to wear their natural hair, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so NFTs, my sister invited me to Clubhouse like in January, and I kept seeing all these rooms about crypto art, and I'm like, what is that? Like, I couldn't understand what it was at first. I thought it was like a specific style of like drawing or something. I'm like, what is it? But I absorbed all this information, and finally in February, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna mint something and see what happens. And so I minted up an image on Rarible, and it's still there. I don't really talk about it because it was just, it doesn't match any of the other stuff I do, but it was just like a learning experience basically. But my second NFT, actually, I stayed up late one night and I was on Clubhouse at like 1 a.m. and somebody, this guy, Rob the Art Museum, he invited me to be in a show on crypto voxels that he and IRL Art were hosting. And then they were like, oh, and we're going to pay your gas fees and everything. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like, let's do it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, my second one was actually like a bronze bust of a bride wearing the traditional like accessories and hairstyle that is worn in Edo culture. So
is there somewhere I can look at this?
Yeah. So if you go to the link in my bio.
Okay. Is it on your OpenSea or is it? Oh, no. It's probably. Okay. Gotcha. Let's check it out.
The third one.
The third one. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's okay.
Kind of get a visual. There we go. It's loading.
Yeah. And that was my second one. I created that in Blender, and it actually has an unlockable. And so the unlockable has an animated video of it with a song that was sung by this woman named Isi Odion, who lives in the village of Ekpoma right now. And like back then I wasn't on foundation or anything. So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing really. And I don't know how I'm going to like get her some of the money. But like now I'm on foundation and all that. So I'm probably going to like burn and move this. But basically this is a bride. And so she has the Eto Kuku hairstyle. And she's wearing the coral beads, and the coral beads are believed to have like supernatural powers, and they can like change the outcome of the day, of someone's day, or predict the outcome too. And so basically this is what brides still wear to this day when you have your traditional wedding in Nigeria. And so, yeah, I sculpted everything in Blender. I haven't used any assets yet. I'll say yet, but I literally like will make everything, which is sometimes why it takes me a while to create art. But I don't know. I just feel like I learn more with each project that I do. And then my next ones were on foundation, and that's the hands. And I feel like people me in the space, they know me because of the hands. And so, yeah, I sculpted those two. And so basically, the symbols on the nails, I was doing research on pre-colonial Nigeria, and the symbols on the nails are part of this art form called uli. And basically, Igbo women used to some of them still do, draw on their bodies and on like murals and different things, and mostly around like festival time. And basically it was a form of beautification and stuff like that. But when the British came, they were like, basically, oh, you shouldn't draw on your body. Like, that's not, proper, whatever. You should try embroidery instead. And so that just kind of it irritated me because like this is something that we deal with a lot, we as in Black women, because just like I mentioned, the colorism and the hair texture discrimination, it's like you just can't, it feels like we can't just be ourselves. We always have to like fit somebody else's standard. And so another example of that is actually the long nails, because like for a long time having really long extravagant nails and all that was associated with being like tacky, ghetto, all these negative connotations. And so I like basically combine the two in order to celebrate. So it's not so much of like focusing on the negative. It's just like, look at how beautiful this is. And we're going to just keep doing whatever we want to do and ignore all the misogyny and all the hate that's being thrown at us. And so, and each of them has an Igbo name, and I don't give the English translation of the names. Instead I provide context clues of what it means. And so that's why you don't see the English translation. And then I even wrote like this really long thing, but Foundation has a character limit, so I had to like summarize it. But
got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool. Basically the explanation.
Cool, sweet. And yeah, I remember when you had your when you originally spoke on it at the clubhouse, I remember you telling that story. But again, I didn't remember. I was doing 100 other things at once. I was trying to listen. So like, I'm glad that you're able to further explain it, again.
Yeah, but, thank you for letting me.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, like I'm all about it. I love it. And I wanted to tell more people about it, and I just didn't do a good job at it. So so you just do a much better job than I do. You also, I want to say, at the clubhouse mentioned the same or similar kind of went with body paint as well, or did I mishear that? Again, there's a lot going on.
I mentioned what? Sorry.
Was there something with body paint as well?
Like the symbols. Yeah, the symbols are used to paint on the body as well as murals.
Okay, got you.
And it was like frowned upon. So
got you. That's really cool. Is the like the future of your art going to lean towards similar styles as this? Actually,
my next project, I just finished rendering it the other day, has nothing to do with hands, because everyone's always like asking me like, oh, when's the next hands? I'm like, I don't know, I'm working on something else. But no, but I'm definitely going to do more. I was able to find like research online that translates every symbol, or not every, but a lot of the symbols. So I definitely will be doing more. I wish Foundation allowed you to do like collections or like separate the art so that I can have all the hands over here and all the other stuff like or something, but yeah, definitely there'll be more in the future.
Cool. And you think you're going to stick with Foundation as far as your like primary platform?
I mean, I guess so. Yeah. I seem to be doing well on there.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to be really patient though. So yeah.
Yeah. I was, the same clubhouse that I heard you first speak at, I heard you getting really excited about one of your auctions. Well, which one was that and what was going on?
It was the pink one with the snake.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, the auction was started by Justin Aversano, the photographer that does the Twin Flames. And so that like caught me by surprise. I mean, I do know him. I've talked to him, but that caught me by surprise because he does like to collect photography. But then somebody outbid him, and I was like, and that was at like midnight. So I was like, oh, I can't go to sleep. And of course, the clubhouse room was the next day. And then I checked, and I had another bid. And then it was like a little bit of a bidding war. And like, that's never happened to me.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah, I kind of see that. Yeah, I remember you're like, I think you're in the middle of talking, or they kept asking you questions, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a bidding war going on right now on one of my pieces.
Yeah. And then the guy that was like losing, he like gave up and went and started another auction. And so I literally couldn't sit down after that. I was standing up because I couldn't believe what was happening.
That's so awesome. I mean, so like, I mean, as you're kind of saying, like, it was completely just unexpected for you, like for one of your pieces to like blow up like that.
Yeah. Cause like, it seems like every time I've had to wait like a month or so for an auction to start. And then one of them had actually been sitting there since April. So when everything was just going on and there was a bidding war, that was brand new for me.
Yeah. That's really cool. Do you and the others that are typically in the clubhouse, I know like obviously OO, Coffee, Q, do all of you like plan on like somehow collaborating in the future towards, I know they're talking about like having the metaverse like in Africa, like having the voxels and everything, like the land and stuff. Like, is that like a future plan, or have you guys ever discussed that?
No, we haven't like discussed that. We've discussed collaborations, especially
Yeah,
me and
I guess just
Owo.
collaboration in general.
Yeah, me and Owo, we actually had started planning one, but then the Afrodroids came out, so we kind of put it on pause. But we're gonna do another collectible series soon.
Cool. I mean, we've never seen the Afrodroid's hands, so you know, who knows?
It's not hands. But maybe we can put hands in it.
Yeah, that'd be really awesome. Let's see what else I got. I wrote down a few questions for you that I don't think we've tackled all of them. Yeah, okay. You talked a little bit about this already. I guess just kind of falling back to it though, like, I guess, do you remember? So for me, it was sitting in that clubhouse with you guys the other day that I realized that NFTs could be more than just like the future as far as like finance, as far as like gaming and technology. I realized that like it's helping culture like express you know, like your story that you're telling. It's helping raise money for charity. I realized it was like a deeper meaning to it, you know, if that makes sense, than just what I always saw. What was your moment when that clicked for you? Like, hey, I'm able to actually express my culture and tell my story through my art.
I think because when I minted my first one in February, I wasn't sure if my work would sell. And like, that's something that a lot of us talked about, like the African and Black artists. We were kind of like, I don't know if this is the right space, because we weren't doing so well, except for like a few. But I did message Lady Phoenix. She's like a big name in the space. And I was asking her, I'm like, do you think that, you know, African art will do well in this space? And she told me that she thinks that it will. And I don't know. It just took a while. So I guess I would say around May is when for me personally, I mean, other people, we slowly started having people sell, but like me, it started in like May. But I just had to be really patient.
Yeah, that's really cool. And yeah, I know OO was talking about like specifically in Africa. It's like, and I know you live in the United States now, but like it's really frowned upon to be in this field.
I would say definitely for other people, but me personally, my parents have always supported me.
Yeah.
So, like, and because I've literally been doing this since I was a child, so they've
Awesome.
always, yeah, I'm like lucky, I guess. But I know a lot of other people, you know, they want you to do like engineer and different things like that. But I mean, it makes sense because in order to make money, that kind of thing. So
yeah. Well, Abby, I totally support it. You know, I don't know what really the best words to use for it, but like I have like went out of my way, especially with everything happening in the past few years, and kind of like myself understanding like racism, like not just in the United States but everywhere, like trying to support like Black owned businesses, small businesses in my area. And I think, you know, NFTs is just another way for people to do that. And again, that's like another one of the things that's just like, I think it's awesome what the community is doing.
yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for that, because some people are still not, you know, trying to do any of the work to understand. But yeah.
Yeah, and I'm learning, you know, and I love having you come on here and teach me and teach whoever decides to watch this in the future. You know, some of either the racism that you experienced or that your parents experienced. Specifically, the story about the nails. I never knew that. You know, that's new to me. So when you said that the first time in the clubhouse, I was like, whoa, I never even thought of that. And, you know, and so looking at your
Yeah,
art.
and actually someone else, because before I used to do those like shilling rooms or whatever. And so when they would ask me to speak about it, I would say, you know, the same thing. And they'd be like, oh, I've never thought about that before. And so for a while I was like, okay, I don't think anyone understands. And like, nobody seems to get what I'm doing. But I mean, apparently they do. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. Like I completely do. And I think it's absolutely phenomenal what you're doing.
Thank you.
So is there, yeah, I mean, thanks for being on. We had a couple people come in and come out like while we were talking. I hope that, you know, afterwards, a lot of people get to watch this and get to hear your story and get to see your work. Maybe it'll do you well in the future. And even just like hearing this conversation, you know, I know for sure that I have a couple of people that are going to go watch it afterwards that I know. And who knows with the YouTube algorithms, some of my videos get 20,000 views. Some of my videos get 400 views. Who knows? But and it's not because of the views on this one. It's because I genuinely want people to hear your story. For the record, it's not about like, oh, I want to get views because of me. Like I really want people to know this. I want people to see this.
And this is actually my first interview about NFTs.
Awesome. Well, when you're huge, when you're huge and famous, you can be like, hey, that Chris guy, he gave me a chance to be on his smaller YouTube podcast.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully I made sense.
Yeah, you absolutely did. I think you did, for sure. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we end it? Of course, we have people coming in now. Yo, what's up, Crypto Far West? Hey, this guy made you can go and watch later, Abby. He made a documentary on another NFT project that we're invested in, and it's really freaking good. It's called WTF VV. You should definitely check it out. It just makes you hype if you're in the NFT space.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about like VV. I've been meaning to look into that actually.
Yeah, it's really cool. They have a lot of like good licenses and good collectibles on there. So it's pretty neat what they're doing. Is there anything else you'd like to say about yourself or just about OO, about Africa, like the art in Africa, the NFT space growing, anything at all, you know, about the future?
Well, I want to say I'm so happy about how much money was raised for the Dream Catchers Academy. Like that's just so amazing. I follow them on Instagram. I don't know. I just can't even look at their posts because I just get so sad thinking about what they've possibly gone through and that kind of thing. So I'm so happy I was able to contribute in some kind of way. And so shout out to OO for this huge project, honestly, and how he and the team got all these people involved. Like this is so amazing. And I guess people, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Foundation, et cetera, et cetera. And I have work coming out soon. I don't know if I'm supposed to say, but I'll say it anyway. There's going to be an African NFT show, a physical show in Senegal very soon. And so that's what my next project is for. So
oh, that's awesome.
I just spilled the beans.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What socials can people go follow you on? I know Twitter. I got your Twitter popped up right here.
Yeah, Twitter's probably the best. Instagram, I'm not as active, but Instagram, I do post updates every so often.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, if you're watching this video after the fact, go follow Abby on Twitter. She has her work linked down below. Just going back to what you said about the charity that we just did, I mean, it couldn't have picked a better charity. Getting young women off the streets to be taught art, dance, to be able to express themselves, and orphans and homeless. Like, it's so beautiful. And what, 20% of the transactions? I think we raised around $500,000, somewhere around that, between the primary and secondary transactions. I think
I saw like 600 and something thousand, but I'm not sure. Yeah.
Well, and it's constantly growing because of this. There's a portion of the secondary market sales that are going to the charity as well. That's what really hooked me with this project, and it was kind of like a gateway again for me to get into the clubhouse and hear some of your story, and some of the other stories. And I'm so excited for the future of this space to have just deeper meaning than just a quick flip in money. Yeah,
exactly. Like, that was the most important part out of everything. The most important.
Yeah. Well, Abby, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate your time today. I hope I didn't take up too much of it. Again, you got her socials down there. Go follow her, buy her work when it comes out. Support her and support her journey. And we really appreciate you for being on.
No, thank you so much for inviting me. Like I said, this is my first NFT interview, so
Nice.
it was a big deal.
I'm sure you'll have many more to come in the future.
Thank you.
So thanks again, Abby.